All right, we'll go ahead and get started. A reminder, no recordings during the press conference. Please make sure to silence all cell phones and electronic devices, and make sure to give your name and affiliation when you ask a question. We're joined by Texas head coach Mike White and players Viviana Martinez, Caden Henry, and Citlali Gutierrez. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach White, go to questions for players. Players will leave, and then go to questions just for Coach White. So if you have an opening statement.
Yeah, obviously congratulations to University of Oklahoma on their fourth championship in a row. It's an incredible feat. We know how tough it is just to get here, let alone win four. It's an amazing achievement, and especially for those classmen that were freshmen and now have 4 rings. Something that drives all of us to get better, to be able to come back and win. To my team, what an incredible effort, great year. As I told the 4 seniors that left, and by the book and use it from New Zealand Legacy, you leave the jersey in a better place. And they've all done that, and they can be extremely proud of their efforts and contributions to the program and to softball as a whole. I think our ladies conduct themselves in a way that you want your young kids to see and play the game. Not always perfect, I get it. We always make mistakes and everything, but they're working hard and being ambassadors for the sport of softball, and just so proud. I want to thank also Longhorn Nation and all the fans and all the texts and well wishes that they did. Obviously, coming into a hostile environment, where there's 12,000 Oklahoma fans, is not easy when you're a band of about 1,000. So I really commend them for spending a lot of money and time and effort to come here and support us. It meant a lot. And it was certainly great having the send-off from the hotel this evening from them. It meant a lot to us and our girls in our program. Thank you to the administration at the University of Texas. I'm so glad I'm a part of the great winning tradition of the University of Texas, and so many national championships within that program, and hopefully we'll be the #1 sporting school again in the country. And that's a tremendous achievement, and thanks to our athletic director, Chris Del Conte, and Sarah Baumgartner, who's here tonight. So thank you.
All right, we'll go to questions for players. Okay, we'll go to second row on the left here.
Thomas Jones, Austin American Statesman. Vivi, Caden, or Sid, if any of y'all can answer, what's the biggest difference right now between you guys and OU? I mean, you've gotten here twice in the last 3 years. Y'all weren't a part of it. But where's the gap like between you and OU, and how do you close it?
For me, being a freshman, I would say just how much veterans they have to play in this environment. I know on our end, it's a lot of noise, and it can seem like a hostile environment. And for them, they have a lot of momentum and a lot of fans on their side. But it's not just that. Like, they've been in this position before, and they know how to conduct themselves in big moments and big games. And, I mean, they've done it 4 times in a row, so they know how to conduct themselves when it comes to a championship series.
Yeah, we're still growing as a team. They do have a lot of veterans, and I think we're pretty young and still learning and growing. But we've proved a lot this year, so I think we're still on the we're still coming up. Like it's a bright future for us.
We're right where we need to be.
Yeah. I mean, last year when we lost in Supers at Tennessee, I said this team was going to be special in the coming years, and I 100% agree to that. We have a lot of our returners coming back next year. OU had quite a few veterans, and they left the program to a high standard, and I think we left our program to a high standard as well with our 4 seniors leaving. So.
I'll go front row right now.
Brady Vernon, Softball America. Just kind of to that point, you guys did very well this season, and just kind of taking this experience, and how do you build off that going forward as such a young group?
You just learn. I mean, this whole year, anytime we've had a loss, it's just what do we learn out of this experience? And, I mean, we've done it here with a very young team, and I'm excited to see what we do next year. And we just work on, how to execute game plans and continue to just be the team that we are and stay together.
Exactly. We learn from our mistakes and our losses. We don't get upset easily by those. We just learn from those mistakes and work on them in practice and just keep improving.
We'll go second row left now. Kirk.
Yeah, Kirk Bowles from the Austin American Statesman. Can you explain what happened in the 6th inning when they had the big rally, and just how scary is this Oklahoma lineup to face?
I mean, we faced them multiple times this year. I mean, they're a team that's going to adjust. They're, I mean, a great team. But I don't know, just sometimes the environment can be overwhelming sometimes, and I try not to let it overtake me, but I don't know, just sometimes they just pass the bat, they execute on mistakes, and that's that.
We'll go front row right now.
Jacob Richmond, Lone Star Live, right here. For Caden and Viviana, last night it was a lot of expanding the strike zone, and tonight it seemed like it was a little bit more disciplined. You were getting a little bit more contact. Can you talk about adapting to the second night and what you can kind of build off of that?
So the first night we were chasing, and this morning we've been practicing just picking a zone and hunting that zone instead of chasing the wild pitches that could be ball four, just balls in general. So just picking a zone and hunting that instead of guessing pitches.
Just flipping a count, sometimes you can just get too impatient with the pitcher that you're facing, or the moment can become too big, and you just have to take a deep breath sometimes. And like Vivi said, just hunt a zone and understand, you stick to that and it's going to come, but when the pitch comes, you just got to execute it.
And then for any of you, is there anything in particular that you hope people remember about this team moving forward?
Our grit. I mean, we fought this whole year. We had a great regionals, honestly, in my opinion. We have a young team, and any moment that we were down, I feel like people could never count us out. We continued to fight, and I mean, we showed our Texas fight the whole entire year. We worked our way to #1 for a reason. We'll be back here again.
And we'll continue that fight too. Our future is bright, like I said before.
More questions for players? Okay, we'll go second row left.
You guys are all freshmen and sophomores. What does it say about the young players on this team, including you guys, that y'all are out here after a tough loss, speaking and showing calm and poise and all that? What does that say about the young players in this program?
We're competitors. I mean, we all want an end goal to be here and to win the championship, and I just feel like we worked that way. And our seniors really helped us mature and not be treated as sophomores or underclassmen and freshmen. Like, we're one team, we're one unit, and we're all on the same level, and we're in it together, no matter what age or grade we're in.
Yeah, our young players have showed that they are very well experienced, and they play just like the rest of us. They're our equals, so we'll treat them as that because they're great players.
All right, we'll stay second row left.
Vivi, did Mia Scott say what happened on that strange play at first base?
No.
Did you talk to her? I know she seemed to be very emotional about it.
Just calmed her down.
More questions for players? Maybe time for one or two more? Okay, we'll go third row right.
Jonathan Thomas, KXAN in Austin. Y'all, what's the toughest part about going through all of this?
I would say for me is just saying goodbye to our seniors. Sorry, I get emotional. They set the bar really high for us. They really changed this program, and y'all may have not seen all the behind the scenes, but but they really have set the bar high for this program and for all the young girls coming in. They paved the way for us, and I'm extremely grateful to have played for them and played with them.
Oh.
That'll do it for questions for players.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Now got questions for Coach White. Second row left right here.
Hey, Coach, kind of like I asked them, what's the gap between you and OU? What's the reason for it right now, really between OU and everyone else?
Just their ability to reload and continue to get premier players into their program. They had 10 upperclassmen, 10 graduating seniors, I believe. I had the number right. How many All-Americans did they have? Do you know? How many more Americans did we have? Okay. So, I mean, for us to be in the same ballpark and play the game the way we did against that kind of odds, I mean, how do we only get one All-American anyway? I don't know, but, I mean, that's something we need to look at. But, I mean, that tells us that we don't have a superstar. other than maybe Reset with this year. We did this because they worked together and they played together and they believed in each other. And we didn't have that superstar pitcher. We had a pitching staff. As great as that pitching staff was, they were one-dimensional. And we got to work on that. They got to come out and be able to throw different pitches in different locations as a separate unit, as a separate player, as opposed to a unit. We had the stuff as a unit, but it kind of hurt us because people were able to adjust and sit on us. That's the biggest difference. I mean, you get there are pitchers out there, they're able to throw different types of pitches at you and different speeds. So we got to work on that.
All right, we'll stay second row left. Kirk.
Yeah, Mike, they're up and down their lineup. They just seem to hit rockets and missiles. Is it just we've got older team, as you said, but just really big, strong bats that really hit the ball really hard?
Well, yeah, they're older. You're looking at some kids that are 23, 24 years old in that lineup, and they've seen a lot of pitching. They're confident. They know they don't have to do it all themselves. They're able to do that, and if they don't, they just get moved down the lineup. So it's produce or not. They have that luxury to be able to do those kind of things. But they're well trained, obviously. They got a system going that's working, and they're tough to beat right now. But hopefully we're catching up. I think a lot of the other programs are catching up, and we're able to kind of flip the tables here. As I told the team, I want to be on the other side of the podium here one of these days, making that last speech a little more enjoyable than what it is right now.
Here we go, front row right.
Coach, same question asked to the players. What are you hoping that people remember about this year's team?
I think that as I said to the program, they don't know all the things we set, all the records we set this year, and the improvement in the program. I think that's what, like I said, leave the Jersey in a better place. I think that they're pushing each other and they're getting better. This was the closest team we've had, and I think that's due to the seniors, pulling the team together and making sure we're pulling everything in the right way at the same time. So that's what I hope they remember, and that. I'm so proud of them for how they conducted themselves on and off the field everywhere we go. That means a lot to me. Even though some people don't think I'm very respectful, I am very respectful in my own way. People just don't know me, which is interesting. But anyway, that is what it is.
And then did you have a chance to speak with Mia about the play in the sixth and give her any words of advice after something like that?
Well, no one feels worse than Mia Scott right now, and everything happens for a reason. And she's cheeky. That's part of her MO. That's what she does. And if you get caught out, you better stand up for it. It was a big moment in that game, and everybody knows it. But she's already beaten herself up. I know she is, and hopefully she learns from that. But that's part of how she is. She's really aggressive. Pushes the envelope, so to speak, a lot of times, but this time it didn't work out.
All right, we got third row left.
Jeff Howe, 24/7 Sports. Mike, your players talked about what they'll take from this to spin forward to next year. What do you, when they get back to Austin and kind of get to process all this, what do you hope they take and can spin forward and be ready for 2025?
I think one of the big things is finding a way to play in this environment is completely different. As much as we've played in front of 8,000, this is completely different. Maybe not so much when we're playing, Stanford, or we're playing Florida, or we're playing Stanford. You start playing OU, and there's, like I said, as I told the ladies, you can feel the energy. There's 12,000 plus OU fans and maybe 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 Texas fans. But you've got to be able to flip that on its head some way, and that's what we've got to be able to try and do, is to be able to create that energy, use that energy in a way that benefits us. So physically, we've got some things to work on, obviously. Some of those things hurt us a little bit. As I already talked about the pitching and the hitting under pressure. I think they just started to push too much. But again, we're a really young team. So the future looks bright, but we know we've got to get better.
We got time for two more, I think. We'll get a Kirk.
Yeah.
Take row left.
Did Mia say, did she just lose track of the ball, you think?
No, she was goading them. She was trying to be cheeky. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Mia Scott.
Yeah, right. And you don't know what happens after that. You got Vivi coming up, and it may have turned out the same, maybe not, right? So, yeah.
It really is.
And Mac didn't seem to be on her game What was the situation?
Yeah, no, she made some mistakes early in the game, got the ball up a little bit. You know, I'm not going to talk about the strike zone, but I thought it was interesting. You know, challenged her a little bit. Definitely some things there, but that's what you got to push through that. Not making excuses at all. I mean, it probably, you know, I mean, hats off to them. They made us throw strikes, and they capitalized, and we talked about that. We had chances early in the game to be able to get on their pitching, and we didn't. And then, of course, then you have the, you know, Maxwell coming in, and you know, so that made it real difficult for us.
All right, last one will be second row on the right, Myron.
Myron Patton, OKC Sports. You mentioned the energy and you can sense things. I think it's the third inning. You're leading, but they led off with a single from Avery Hodge, and you switched pitchers. Is that a situation where you can kind of sense that there's a potential rally starting because they're getting ready to go to the top of their order after that? Is that something you were sensing, trying to cut off a potential rally there, maybe?
Exactly. You know, I thought I waited a little bit too long yesterday, to make a pitching change. Kind of, you know, with Teagan, I thought I waited just a little bit too long, so I wanted to be a little more proactive on this one. It tended to work out, but then, you know, the beginning started with, you know, moving on from that question a little bit. That beginning started with, you know, 3 not well hit balls, and when it's your day, it's your day. You know, and we've been on the right side of that thing. We've been on the bad side of it, and sometimes the inches make a difference in this game.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you all. Thank you.